Any words of advice you have for other entrepreneurs trying to build their business, build a brand, and so forth? What really good pieces of advice that we'll have both of you give a piece?
Communicate with the customer. Communicate with the customer. Communicate with the customer, and that is vitally important for me, because customers are the ones that spend their money. Chefs say nice things. We stand behind our product, and I think the customer is king. I don't think that's a new philosophy, but it's one that I stand behind without question.
Excellent. And what about you, Lisa?
I think for small businesses, you always need to be kind of forward thinking, so that you can change and adapt. And I think you can get very set in your ways. So just constantly challenging yourself. When you're in a corporate dynamic, my experience, I've had others pull me up the ladder, if you will, where Steven and I just have each other. So, we have to be good for each other, and there's good days and there's bad days. And then if something happens here, going home and trying to leave that here, and that doesn't follow you. That doesn't.
That's very hard. And that's an interesting, and we're working cheek and jowl is a British expression, but working as we do day in, day out together, in a normal family dynamic, you might come home from work and your partner's there, how was your day? And you sort of paraphrase some of the aspects of the day. Oh, so-and-so was this and this. But you don't deep dive it, you pour a glass of wine and have some dinner. But for us, how was your day? Well, Lisa knows exactly how my day was because she was there and experienced it. And if there's good stuff, then it's high fives all around. But if there's a tough day, just from a personal perspective, and again, small business owners will know, I suspect very well what I'm saying here, is that it's very, very difficult to leave that in the office and go home. Particularly if one of you's I've done something stupid, and you find it very hard because when you do something stupid at work, you go home in a normal dynamic. You haven't got to mention that at home, but, so it's interesting. It's exhilarating. It's exciting.
It sounds so exciting.
We get to travel. People think our life is just a dream, and it is a lot of fun. But
that's what I'm thinking.
It is hard work. We work 7 days a week. We are going on our first holiday in 3 years, and so we've had like the occasional day off, but we have not had a proper. Since we've moved here, have not had a proper holiday. So I cannot wait to just do nothing. Although we're so used to being busy, I don't know how that's going to work out.
That'll be interesting.
But it's, I always had that corporate career trajectory, and meeting later in life, I think I'm so lucky that we are kind of living in the moment. So we're building a business together, we're seeing the world together, we're passionate, we believe in the same thing together. It's very, 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 very hard work, but it's also probably the most fulfilling work I've ever done. So it's, I think I'm learning constantly. I learn from him. I think I'd say we're a good team because we have different skills. We're both very creative, but we come from different qualifications and different experiences.
We're a great fit, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to talk about our business. We love our business, we're passionate about our business, and...
I have to ask one more question, if you don't mind.
Please.
So, both of you, you started this business, and I don't know much about your cousin, but it could have been him also, almost as a second career. Both of you are really bringing in a lot of experience and skills, you know what I mean? And now, I have to think it has really helped the business and been somewhat of an advantage. So, what advice would you give for someone who's, maybe in their 40s or even 50s thinking about starting a business?
Even in their 50s, can you imagine?
And people telling them not to do it.
People always said I should have gone into business myself, and I always loved the dynamic of having so many people around and people of different expertise levels, and being in media and entertainment, I worked in fairly big companies that had all the different departments, and so I was able to draw on all of that. And I just thought maybe working by myself or in a small setting, I wouldn't, finding that energy and also just really loving what you do. I wouldn't say that I loved anything like I love this and this product, and it's probably also because I love my other half, and so it's something that he brought into my life that makes a natural fit, but it's not anything that I consciously ever thought about doing. But I'm amazed at being able to use and leverage so much of my past skills in this, from negotiating contracts, partnerships, everything that I'm doing for our business, I've done in PR, marketing, I've used throughout my entire career. But so you might think you can't do it, but if you people are always like, oh, what's your passion, what's your hobby, and you can do that, and I think you can do that.
But it sounds like you both also love to learn too.
Yeah, the learning curve is not so much of a curve, more of a sort of a vertical line, but to be nearly 50 and getting into sales, and then ultimately being a businessman with my cousin, who you referenced earlier on, who is a mentor to me, super smart guy. He has many businesses, so he's not so hands-on as myself and Phil and Lisa and I. But he has helped me enormously. I've learned a lot from him, and I've learned a lot myself, and I'm rightly proud of that. There are times when things aren't going so fabulous. You think, oh, if only I was a policeman again. I can clock in, I can clock off, I know exactly what I'm doing the next period of time. I used to play golf a lot, and when I was a police officer and I was working 40, 50 hours a week, whatever, I had, the law required me to have 2 days off every week unless I wanted to do some overtime. And I would then go and play golf. And I'd play golf maybe once or twice a month and got quite good at it. Now I run my own business. I can take a day off anytime I want. If I wanted to, after finish this interview, go and play golf, I can, because I've got no one to answer to. Will I? Absolutely not. There will always be something for me to do. So
it's hard to turn off, because you're constantly just thinking about it and excited about it, and you think you have the most freedom, but you're your own hardest disciplinary, I think, because you're just so excited, and you do want success, and I would say the business is successful, but there's just so much more that we can be and do, and the potential's out there, and so it is.
The future is definitely rosy. We're growing at a pace that we can manage. Would I like to be growing faster? Absolutely. How we do that is a challenge. Right now, we just focus on the product, the customer, and the plan. And we do have a strategy of sorts, and we have our eye on the goal, and let's hope we get there.
Well, thank you very, very much, Lisa and Steve of Flint Flame. Again, I'm Kim Eddleston, and thank you very much for joining us.